Hi boys and girls, let's read a storybook about the forest. This is about the western diamondback rattlesnake. Say that with me. Western diamondback rattlesnake. So we're looking at this kind of snake, and it is a rattlesnake, so we know it's probably going to be poisonous, but we'll learn more about it. You notice it has diamondback. Ooh, look at that. Look at its back. Do you see the diamond shapes on its back? Yeah, me too. By Mrs. Nicolosi. Did you know that the western diamondback rattlesnake is a reptile? Boys and girls, say the word reptile. Good job. So all of these animals are reptiles. I just thought you might like to know. A reptile is an animal that is cold-blooded vertebrate that has dry skin covered with scales or a bony plate and usually lays soft-shelled eggs. This snake is not hatched from an egg, but born with fangs and venom. So even when it's baby, it is a poisonous snake. We're going to talk about slithering. Slithering is the motion that the snake uses to move. Did you know that the western diamondback rattlesnake slithers to move? I just thought you might like to know. They have special rectangle scales that go with the number of ribs, and these scales and their muscles help them move in an S motion. So they go back and forth in an S. And they have rectangle scales that go with their ribs. Did you know that the western diamondback rattlesnake is a pit viper, which means they have a heat-sensing pit behind each nostril? So here's the nostril, and right here is the heat-sensing pit, so they can tell where it's hot and where it's cold. I just thought you might like to know. So they're going to use this part of their body. They have two of them, one on each side, and they're going to be able to find where it's warm because they're cold-blooded. So to stay warm, they need to go find the heat. And also, if they can tell where things are warm, then they can find where they can determine if there's a predator or a prey. So predator is someone who wants to eat them, and prey is something that they want to eat. But they can tell warm animals too. Oh, I want you to look right here. Do you notice something sticking out of its mouth? That is its tongue. Did you notice the way it splits in two? Yeah, say black forked tongue. Did you know that the western diamondback rattlesnake has a black forked tongue? I just thought you might like to know. Oh, this is underground, boys and girls. This is called a burrow. Say burrow. Did you know that the western diamondback rattlesnake will spend hot daytime hours coiled under the shade of low-growing shrubs or in underground burrows of other animals? I just thought you might like to know. Too much heat is not good for our western diamondback rattlesnakes. Can you say hibernate? Good. Did you know that the western diamondback rattlesnakes hibernate? I just thought you might like to know. Oh, are you noticing the fangs? So this is a venomous snake. It means it has poison, and it's going to, and the fangs and the poison. So here we go. Did you know that the western diamondback rattlesnake has fangs and is a venomous snake, which will disable its prey? It means it makes the animals it's hunting, it makes them stop and they can't move. I just thought you might like to know. And the interesting thing about our western diamondback rattlesnake, they actually have extra or reserve fangs just in case they lose one while they're attacking, and another one will drop down. So they have extra fangs. and say carnivore. They're carnivores, so they're only going to eat animals. Did you know that the western diamondback rattlesnake is a carnivore and eats small animals? I just thought you might like to know. So they eat mice, rats, gophers, ground-dwelling birds, lizards, and other small animals whole. Because they have an unhinged jaw, they can open their mouth wider than their body. In the wild, they eat every 2 to 3 weeks. So if you put your hands on the sides of your mouth and you open and close, your mouth goes like this. Right here, it's hinged. It goes like this. You open and close your mouth, and you can only open it so wide. What a western diamondback rattlesnake does is they don't have that, so they can go like this, and they can actually spread out like this, so they can swallow something very, very large. Like you would think in terms of, can you pick up a watermelon and can you put it in your mouth without cutting it? Of course not. Well, a western diamondback rattlesnake can eat things that are very large because its jaw doesn't do this, it does this. Oh, I see a rattle. Did you know that the western diamondback rattlesnake has a rattle after whitish black band? So it says it has black and white and black and white, and then it has a rattle. I just thought you might like to know. The rattle is going to get bigger as the snake grows and then sheds its skin. So something interesting about snakes is when they eat, they grow, and what happens is all of their skin, they slither out of their skin and they'll leave it behind, and every time they slither out of their skin, they're going to grow another segment to the rattle. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces on here. So this rattlesnake has slithered out of its skin 10 times. Oh, look at the shape of the western diamondback rattlesnake's head. Is it kind of a triangle shape? Yes. Do you see the dark that comes from his eye? And he has it on both sides. Did you know that the western diamondback rattlesnake has a triangle head that has dark stripes that run diagonally on the sides of its face? I just thought you might like to know. And then he has another shape on the back of him. It's in his name. A diamond shape on his back. Did you know that the western diamondback rattlesnake has a diamond-shaped marks along its back? I just thought you might like to know. And that's the end of our story, boys and girls. So I hope you enjoyed our storybook. Did you know about the western diamondback rattlesnake?